Welcome back, Skidmore Family Farm. Friends, we are out on this cold, rainy, nasty, crappy New Year's Eve day, and we're getting ready to check the new nesting box out to see if our hens have laid any eggs. We've got some grain we're going to go ahead and feed them too. They've been laying, seems to be about 11 a.m. in the morning, so we'll see. It's a little after 10. I kept them inside because it's raining out, and I gave them some food last night before they went to bed. So they've been pretty quiet. We'll go out and check on them and see if they've laid any eggs in the nesting box. Okay, we're going to get them uncovered, and then we'll go around and we will check the nesting box. No, they know I'm here. I'm going to drain some of this water off. Like I said, I think it started raining. Ooh, I got some water up here too. The roof is starting to sag. This is just a tarp roof. There's no wood or anything like that under it. And it actually, sometimes it leaks underneath to the second tarp. It's double layered, and I have to get in and push up on the bottom tarp, and it will push the rain out towards the door. But we're not too worried about that. It holds up. It's held up all summer long with all the heavy rains, so we shall see. Okay, got the lid off. Take our little prop off, and we'll prop it up. It's just sprinkling right now, so they'll probably stay out for a little bit, especially since I've got them some food, which it looks like they've cleaned up most of the grain from previous days, so they'll probably chow down on this. I usually just kind of spread it, and that way it keeps them out of their cage some. They don't just have a feeder inside the cage. I usually spread it out in their little chicken run area, and then that way that makes them forage for their food and get out and exercise some instead of just being all gathered up in their coop all day long. But let's go around and we'll check the back side. I don't know if you can see in there. I don't see any eggs, but we'll go around the back side and look inside the nesting box. Like I said, it's been about, usually a little between 11 and 1 o'clock during the day that they've been laying. And their best days have been sunny days, and today's a dreary day, so they might only lay 1 or 2, but we'll see. Let's go around here and check the back of the nesting box. Sorry, it's a little bumpy. Let's get this side of the tarp up. It's a little harder than I thought, one-handed. Empty box number 1, number 2. Yep, number 3. They're all empty, so no eggs this morning. We shall give an update here in a little bit, and they're already escaping. Herd them back up. Get back in there, ladies. Hey. They're escapees. Gotta herd them up. If Rosie's out of here, she'd herd them up. She likes to chase them. Stay out of there. Get back in there. Hey, get in there. Hey. Alright, well, we'll give you an update on the eggs in a little bit. Welcome back. It's still New Year's Eve. We're getting ready to check for some eggs again. It's raining cats and dogs outside. Backyard's a little bit flooded, but got my wader boots on, so we don't have to worry about none of that. We've got some food going. on the stove and in the Instapot. I did a roast, which turned out pretty good. I took a little taste of it, but we're gonna do probably some Mexican food with that, and maybe might do some Chinese. And then I've got broccoli and rice, chicken and broccoli rice soup going on the stove. I did half a split chicken in the Instapot the other day, and let the broth sit in the refrigerator because I didn't have bouillon cubes. I like to add some of that to give it some extra chicken flavor. But Ashley got some of the bouillon cubes yesterday, so I'm warming up the broth. I've put some broccoli in it and bringing it to a boil, getting ready to add the rice. And I like to add some whole or heavy whipping cream once the rice has cooked. And that kind of thickens up and makes a creamy broccoli and rice, chicken and rice, whatever soup. The kids love it. I love it. So let's get out there and check for eggs, and we'll get back in and give you an update on the food, what we got going on the stove. Ashley's at work today. All the kids are missing her. She had to work New Year's Eve, and then she possibly has to work New Year's Day. She'll get holiday pay and all that good stuff, so she's basically on call tomorrow, but that equals lots of money. Pretty much doubles her salary with holiday pay and the ESI, I think, or something's what they call it. I don't know all the terms they use for their different pays, but all right, let's get out there and check on hens and see if they've laid us some eggs. As you can see, the rain's been blowing and all that good stuff. Got standing water on the back porch, but we're gonna go ahead and run out to the chicken tractor and check the nesting box. Let's get out there. Hopefully we don't get the camera too wet. It's raining out, but it is warm. I think it's close to 60 degrees today here in Martinsville. So yeah, they're coming out. They probably think I'm going to feed them, but we're not. We've already fed them earlier. We'll probably put some food in their little... Oh, we got one egg in there. Let's see. Let's check the other one. Ooh, we got another. Ooh, we got two in this one. Yeah. So they are using the nesting boxes. Now let's see. I don't see anything else in the chicken tractor. Kind of looking around, and they immediately come to the nesting box. They think I'm going to let them out, but they have another thing coming. Get back, ladies. Come on. Let's get these eggies. That one's kind of cool. That one's cool. They've all been laid. Ooh, that one's hot. The single one that was by itself is very warm. It must have just been laid. And now they sound a little pissed that I'm stealing their eggs, but there's no rooster, so keeping their eggs in there. We don't have any broody hens of any kind, so none of the hens are really sitting on the eggs. That looks like they're going to stay in there. They lay their eggs and they pretty much just run off and go about their day. A broody hen will lay the eggs, sit on it, and wait for it to hatch. Some people, if you don't want more chicks, if you got a rooster and you don't want more chicks, you have to break the broody hens, basically separate them, take away eggs, all that stuff, and keep them by themselves. That will break them of wanting to sit on the nest, but we don't have to worry about that right now. Well, you saw the eggs. Let's get in here where it's not raining anymore. And like I said, it took until 2 o'clock or so before we started getting eggs, or at least that's when I've checked. And 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sorry the mess, that's from building the nesting boxes yesterday. It seems like every day I've got more and more building projects, so instead of taking all my tools down to the basement, I just leave them out. Once we get the barn done, that'll be my project center, but we still got a few things to finish the barn up before I feel like it's okay to secure my tools out there. We did move everything out of our back living room except for this refrigerator. We've actually got some extra food in there, so we're just going to leave it hooked up and not worry about it. But we had washer, dryer, dishwasher, a bunch of cabinets and things in this area right here. But since we got the barn covered and under a good dry roof, we have moved everything out. We did that Christmas Eve morning before all our company got here. I had my cousin Ryan and Uncle Monty help me move all the stuff out to the barn that was in the basement and this back room area. Took us about an hour and a half or so. We took a couple breaks, but we got it all moved out there. Appreciate it, Ryan and Uncle Monty. Well, let's go. Let me get my sandals on and we will, gotta hold the blanket back. We keep a blanket up just as like a temporary door, only to hold the heat in. That's normally an open doorway, but we keep that in because we heat strictly with wood. And this is the pork roast that I cooked for about, I don't know, I think it was an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, and then let it naturally release the steam. And so it was in the Instapot total maybe 2.5 hours. I put it on saute and browned it, flipped it around, browned all the sides, and then put it on high pressure for an hour. I think like it was an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes. I don't remember now. But like I said, this will be shredded up into barbecue, probably some Mexican and some Chinese. And then sometimes I'll just sit and pick at it myself, just plain like it is, or maybe dip it in some sauce. But that's one of our meals, or actually that's about 3 meals in one. But since Ashley's gone today, this is one of the things I like to do. We've got the chicken broth with the broccoli going in there. And like I said, this was a half a chicken that I cooked in an Instapot. Put it on broth. I think I put it on high pressure, actually. It was on pressure cook for 4 hours. We discarded the meat. I gave the chicken meat to the chickens. Just because the meat, if you taste the meat after cooking it that long, there's very little flavor in it. It's dry. All the nutrition is in there and the flavor, so we just discarded it. Like I said, I gave it to the chickens. But I added broccoli, some garlic powder, some chili powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and then bouillon cubes. We got that boiling, so we're gonna throw in some rice. We'll set these eggs right here. Oh, and then there's so we've got 11 eggs saved up. We've eaten I think 6 or so, and we had a couple that were broke. So we've had almost, I think, 18 or 20 eggs in the last week. Since Christmas Eve. They laid their first eggs on Christmas Eve, and they're only 5 months old. We got them at the beginning of August, I believe, and they have kind of impressed me. I was surprised that they started laying. They're just smaller eggs. They're not big or large yet. They should, in the next month or so, turn into good size eggs, but they're just laying small eggs. As you can see, we're getting an assortment of browns, tans. We had, some of them got some speckles and stuff on them, but the 4 that we did eat, I made ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches, and they were really good. The eggs are, to me, are much better than store-bought. But let's go ahead, and I've already got a cup of rice measured out. We'll get this in there, and then we're gonna pour maybe another cup. If I don't spill it, we'll see how well I can do this. Probably make a big mess, but it'll clean. We got the sink right here. I'll hold it over that once it pours out. Hopefully I won't make too big of a mess. And we're just going to put 2 cups in it, and then whatever's left over. Usually if there's a lot left over of the broth, what I do is I can add more rice if I want to later. We'll add this 2nd cup in here. And like I said, I've got heavy whipping cream that I like to use after the rice is done. I'll cover this here in just a second. We'll get it up to a good boil, and then just let it simmer, and that rice will be done in 20 minutes or so. But that's what we got going on the homestead today. So at about 2:30, we've got 3 eggs to add to the other ones. So we got about a dozen, I think 11, yeah, close to a dozen of our own eggs. We got food going, multiple meals. I try to plan out meals like this when I cook, and do a lot of cooking in one day, and do some meal prep. And especially, you guys, even if you're using an Instapot, or even if you roast this in the oven, this is 3 meals. We have 3 and 4 kids with us. Right now we have 4. We got Vaughn and Vale, Elena and Trey. Vaughn and Vale are Ashley's nephews, and Valley had to go home. That's her niece. She got in some trouble for not listening to mommy, but I'm sure she'll be back at another time. We'll do some interviews with the nieces and nephews. They're on the video, the Christmas video that I'll put out here shortly. I'm a little behind on videos, but like I said, this is one of the easiest ways to have multiple home-cooked meals ready to go. This, like I said, I got 2.5 hours in this. It's basically 20 minutes of playing around with it, seasoning it, browning it. Then it's set it and forget it, basically. And you have another 20 minutes or so putting sauces or seasonings if you want to make Chinese out of it, Mexican, that type of thing. Throw it on some tortillas, make quesadillas, burritos, whatever you want to do with it. So just keep that in mind when you're, say you love home-cooked meals, but you don't want to take the time to do it. Well, it takes just as long to drive to get fast food and wait on them and have McDonald's mess your order up and not even get what you want, when you can spend 20-30 minutes and then another 10 minutes each time you make a different meal out of that roast. Or you can warm this up. You'll definitely have leftovers out of this. It's an easy, and this is inexpensive. This will feed 10 people probably. And it's nutritious. It's home cooked, tastes good. Why go out and eat a bunch of nasty hamburgers and all that stuff? I mean, I love hamburgers. I'm not trying to dog McDonald's or Burger King, but you eat that stuff all the time and it's just gross. It gets old. But we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for watching the Skidmore Family Farm. Hope you enjoyed our video. Please hit the thumbs up and the notification bell on YouTube. We're finally getting some subscribers in there. We can use lots more. We're hoping to turn this thing into daily videos or at least a couple videos a week. We don't have a lot of projects going on except for the chickens in the barn and stuff. So once we get our actual property and farm going, you'll get to see a lot more interesting videos. I can hear Rosie running around. Rosie! Here, we'll get a picture of Rosie Posey. There's that nosy Rosie. Oh, we got demon eyes. I got the demon eyes. Come here, baby. You're not shy, alright? This is Rosie. Rosie Posey. The kids are hiding in the bedroom, probably watching videos and what have you. Well, I got to get back to doing lunch. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.